Evan here with Dr. Evan's Almost Daily Dose, and today I'm super excited to talk to you about these new, amazing, revolutionary therapies that we're bringing into the clinic that are going to change the way your immune system talks with your allergies and your infections. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Evan Hirsch. I'm a functional medicine MD, and I specialize in helping people resolve their chronic fatigue. And I'm doing this through blog. I wrote a book that's on Amazon, online classes, and of course seeing patients at the Hirsch Center here in Olympia, Washington. So let me tell you a little bit about this. So these therapies are called LDA, which is low dose antigen or allergy therapy, and LDI, which is low dose immunotherapy. Now these therapies change the way your immune system talks to the allergies and the infections that may be in your body. So if you think about it, what happens when you take a food that you can't tolerate? So let's say you're eating gluten, and normally when you eat gluten you get a headache or you get body pain. What's happening is that gluten comes into the body, the immune system reacts to it and causes an inflammatory reaction. So inflammation, this is a catchword, is a normal process where, let's say you hurt your ankle and it gets swollen and red and hot. That's inflammation going there because it's a bunch of cells that go there to heal. It heals the area, fixes it, and then the inflammation goes down. But unfortunately, when you're doing something like consuming food on a regular basis that is not meant for your body, or if you have a chronic infection, that inflammatory response is left in the on position, and you get inflammation all the time. The immune system is hyperactive, and the inflammation is everywhere. And so what happens if you eat that gluten and the immune system does not react? Guess what? You don't get the symptoms. You don't get the headache, the body pain, the dysfunction. You don't get the inflammation, and that's what this therapy does. And so what this is it's there's a number of different mixes. So let's take the food mix, for example. It's a whole bunch of foods put together and then diluted out about 1,000,000 times. So it's kind of like homeopathy. So there's a bit of an energetic component to it. And then we put these drops underneath the tongue, and you do that every 2 months. And what people notice is that after the first treatment, they'll usually see an improvement for a couple days. Then after the next treatment, it becomes a week. Then after the next treatment, it becomes 2 weeks, 3 weeks, until it's lasting the 2 months, and then you do it for several more treatments until those symptoms are gone from all of those foods. Now, this doesn't mean that you can eat gluten and dairy, because there's other reasons not to consume those foods. But let's say you go out to eat and you end up getting some gluten by accident, you're not going to have the reaction. So it gives you some flexibility in your life as well as fixing this potential problem. Now, the other benefit is that when the immune system is no longer hyperactive, this has a ripple effect throughout the body where it's going to decrease inflammation, and you're also going to be less reactive to other things. So let's say you're reactive to animal dander, or you're reactive to pollens. Those reactions that you're going to have will also be decreased. We also have an inhaled allergen which looks at molds, animal dander, dust mites, pollens, grasses, and so that can address that one. Then there's a chemical mix for those of you who are sensitive to latex and formaldehydes, plastics. And then LDI, which is low-dose immunotherapy, is the one that's specific for infections. And infections are a little bit different, where through the work of Ty Vincent, he has created these dilutions that are specific for individual bugs. So let's say you're struggling with Bartonella. You've got headaches, neck pain, migraines, sleep problems, pain on the bottom of the feet, joint pain, that we believe are due to Bartonella. Besides using the antimicrobials that we're normally doing to decrease the amount of the bug that's in the body, we can use the LDI for Bartonella to change that immune system's relationship with the bug so that they can become friends again. You know, most of these bugs are inherently in our body, they're supposed to be in our body, but this relationship between the immune system and the bug has become dysfunctional. So once again, with this LDI, the immune system and the bug, I just picture them hugging and kissing and getting along and dancing and just really being friends. And so that they don't get angry with each other, and we don't have inflammation. So that's LDA, and LDI. Thanks so much for watching. If you're excited about this treatment too, please make a comment below. If you know somebody who would be interested in this treatment or is struggling with fatigue, put their name below. Share it with your friends. If you learned something today, give it a like, and have an amazing day.